Let's start with a quiet question, the kind you might only ask yourself when no one else is around. Have you ever felt that nagging sense of guilt? Not because you actually failed at something, but simply because you felt you weren't successful enough.
Which leads to the real question, doesn't it? When did success stop being a dream we chase and start feeling like a duty we owe?
You know, this whole idea, it wasn't always this way. This feeling that success is an obligation is actually pretty new, and once you see where it came from, you might just see the idea of success in a whole new light.
So, to understand how we got here, we have to go back to a different world where our relationship with success was completely different, a time when it was, well, optional.
For most of human history, success wasn't the main goal. People were focused on much more fundamental things: survival, stability, a sense of belonging. I mean, if you had food, a community, and a role to play, that was success. All these questions that we obsess over today, like, are you reaching your potential? Or are you optimizing your life? Those questions would have made no sense at all.
Life just wasn't seen as this big competition, this race to the top. It was about continuity. It was about carrying things on, maintaining the community, and passing traditions down to the next generation. But then, something started to shift. And it didn't happen overnight. It wasn't some loud revolution, but a quiet evolution in our thinking. Almost so quiet you wouldn't have noticed it happening.
And this quiet shift led to a massive turning point. It was the moment when success stopped being just something you did on the outside and became a reflection of who you were on the inside, a reflection of your character.
This moral shift pretty much happened in 3 steps. First, hard work went from being a practical necessity to a moral virtue, a sign that you were a good person. Then, productivity became the measuring stick for a person's worth. And finally, the heaviest piece, failure was no longer just an outcome. It became a personal flaw. Success was a sign of your good character, and failure, well, that meant you just hadn't tried hard enough.
All of a sudden, you couldn't blame failure on bad luck or circumstances or just the simple fact that we're all human. No, it was a sign that you, yourself, were insufficient.
This is really the birth of what we could call heavy success. It's heavy because it's no longer just a personal hope or a dream. It's a moral expectation, a duty you're supposed to fulfill.
And this internal pressure, it didn't just stay in our heads. It got reinforced by the very fabric of our society. Our institutions don't just reward success anymore. They demand it.
I mean, think about it. From the time where kids, our education systems rank and sort us, our jobs are obsessed with metrics and constant performance reviews, and then there's social media, a non-stop highlight reel of everyone else's achievements. We're not just keeping up with the neighbors anymore, we're in a global competition with everyone everywhere.
The message all these systems send is subtle, but it is relentless. It's that little whisper in your ear that says, if other people can do it, why can't you?
In this kind of world, success becomes more than just an accomplishment. It's like a social currency. It's your proof that you belong. And if you're not succeeding, you risk being left on the outside. And all this pressure creates a very strange internal feeling, a unique kind of guilt, the guilt of just standing still. The strange irony here is that even when we do achieve something, it often doesn't bring relief. It just brings more pressure. This system is brilliant at twisting positive feelings into negative ones. Rest gets reframed as laziness. Contentment is called stagnation. And the simple feeling of having enough is interpreted as falling behind. So we just keep pushing, not always because we want more, but because we're afraid of what might happen if we stop. Success is no longer about joy. It's just maintenance. A relentless, anxious cycle of just keeping up.
But if this pressure was built piece by piece, doesn't that mean it can be taken apart? And this brings us to the most important part of this whole idea: how we can reclaim our own definition of success.
It really all comes down to one fundamental question. Is success supposed to be a tool to build a good life, or have our lives become tools to serve the endless pursuit of success? What if we saw achievement not as our entire identity, but just as one tool among many? Now, understanding where this pressure comes from isn't about rejecting ambition. Not at all. It's about changing our relationship to it. It's the difference between obeying your ambition as if it's your boss and choosing your ambition where you're the one in charge. This idea that success is a duty, it didn't just appear out of thin air. It was built, one idea at a time, one belief at a time, one expectation at a time. And once you truly understand that this pressure was constructed, it gives you a powerful kind of freedom. The freedom to step back from the noise,
to tune out all the external expectations, and to define for yourself what success truly means to you. And that, in and of itself, is a profound form of success.